Schedules are good. They help us organize ourselves and they help let us know what needs to be done and when it needs to be done. But at the same time, when you try to follow a schedule, you find that it's not working. And even after some adjustments, it may still not work. So what should you do instead? Hi, welcome to Pages of Pizza, where I help creatives stay creative without burning out. So I'm a huge advocate for healthy habits and building routines. And at the same time, I find that some of the advice out there is a little rigid. Like you have to get up at 5 a.m., you have to journal for 30 minutes, you have to meditate for 20, you have to drive for 40, you have to work for 8, you have to go to the gym for an hour, you have to scream in the void for 15 minutes. And all of that can become very quickly overwhelming, especially if you're doing it multiple days a week and multiple weeks in a month. So instead of tightly cramming every single task into one day and jamming it all together into 24 hours, I've been trying something else and I've been finding it helpful. Basically, I find there's two different modes of organization. An actual laid out schedule with the time range between like 8 o'clock and 8:30 or whenever you end your day. And the other side is to-do lists. Both of these have pros and cons. I just listed the cons of scheduling. Now let's list the pros and cons of to-do lists. To-do lists is just a brain dump. Something needs to get done, you can write it down, and when it's done, you check it off. This is usually good for one-off tasks, but for recurring tasks, it doesn't really help because then your to-do list replenishes every day and it gets, again, a little overwhelming. So what I've been doing recently is that I'm assigning roles to different days. And you'll find that you kind of naturally do this without realizing it. For example, Monday through Friday is work. Saturday and Sunday are days off. Maybe on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you go to the gym. And on Tuesday and Thursday, you don't. What I find more important than the actual time of day is the fact that the task actually gets done. So instead of strictly saying, I have to go to the gym at 6:30 a.m. every week before work, you could say, I have to work out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And the same thing goes for like journaling, meditation, writing, really any task that you want to spread throughout your week. You can assign a specific day to it. The key is, at least when you're still establishing habit, don't assign more than 2 or 3 things to one day. If you assign more than 2 or 3 things throughout a day, then it kind of gets overwhelming again and it becomes counterproductive. Effectively, what you're doing is you're taking the scheduling aspect of scheduling and the task aspect of to-do lists and combining them together and spreading them throughout a week or a month to make sure not only is it achievable, but you're also giving yourself breather room. For example, Sunday is my do nothing day. I have no obligation to do anything on Sunday. On Monday, Thursday, Saturday, I try to work out, but on Sunday, I don't do anything I don't assign any to-do list tasks to it. Sunday is purely rest. So when you're assigning roles to your days, I think it's very important to designate what kind of day you want to have. So for example, Sunday, I assign absolutely nothing to it. So Sunday is assigned as a rest day. Monday, I usually try to assign 3 things to it. So it's a more focused day. And specifically, it's work and exercise. On Thursday and Saturday, I designate those as exercise days as well. And Friday and Wednesday, I usually designate as like a creative, relaxing kind of day where I really only assign my creative work to it. And then Tuesday is kind of a question mark. It really just depends on what needs to get done during that week. And I think it's okay to really just have one day that's kind of just like a catch-all day that like you don't know exactly what you're gonna assign to it yet, but you know that something's gonna go there eventually. As you plan your week, definitely plan for one day of rest where you do nothing, or you plan nothing rather. One day where you're focused and you try to be a little more productive than usual. One day where you have like a catch-up or buffer kind of day. So if you have extra work, you can spill it over into that day a little bit. But if you don't, then you can use it for other things. And then the other days, try to assign 1 or 2 tasks to them so that everything is spread out evenly. There's definitely a couple ways to approach this, so feel free to comment your suggestions and let's try to help each other out. I hope that was helpful. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time.